All right, number 10, interval before side mirrors, adjust mirrors as required. Interval before instrument panel gauge indicator for the car and indicator warning lights at 2100 RPM. Minimum engine oil pressure safety operation is 12 psi gauge does not show at least 12 psi. Shut down the engines. Notify the supervisor of the fire when the costume will damage and check the oil pressure gauge reading should be 12 to 50 psi. Idle, not mission capable gauge is reading that with limited primary and secondary air pressure gauge for 90 to 120 psi. Green, not mission capable if the gauge reads less than 60 psi. Yellow band warning buzzer stays on gauge is no longer operating. Check the voltmeter register the green band. Not mission capable. The needle is the yellow. The red band on M915A and M915A2, M916A1. Check the fuel pressure gauge. The reading should be no lower than 7 psi. Not mission capable. Reads below the 7 psi. All right, before instrument gauge panel, check the fuel supply gauge register to indicate the adequate fuel for emission and check the air cleaner for the restriction. Not mission capable of the M915A2. The indicator window shows yellow. All other models indicator window shows 20 inches of the water. Check for the ABS warning light is lit. With the M915A with the M915A1 with the military material control system. Verify the control train tire inflation system is operating with no malfunctions indicating no select your panel. Paragraph 17 is the CTIS. CTIS does not have the power. System powers the malfunction if it's capable before power parking brake. Well, service brake pedal to depress the transmission with the drive of the engine. Pull out the parking brake valve to relieve. Release the shift of the brake pedal. Vehicle should not move. The not mission capable vehicle move the parking brake applied before shift of the brakes. With the transmission drive D with the release of the parking brake and apply the shift of the brake. With the vehicle should not move. The not mission capable vehicle move the shift of the brakes applied before transmission control. When the shift of the brakes are applied with the move the transmission selector through the all gear with the check for smooth operation. Not mission capable operation is no smoother is no smooth or there behind between the gears. Before trailers perform this check with the trailer and with the tractor trailer are a couple distance with other leaks and intervals with connection of those relay valve, air reservoirs. Not mission capable any of the leaks are present and Apple will apply the train brakes only. Apply trailer brakes only and the attempt to move the tractor with the trailer combination. No mission capable brake failed. The whole of the tractor trailer the combination with the moving. During instrument panel monitor all gauge indicate with the warning light with the check with the coolant transmission oil transfer cable and Alex with the 915 A to the oil the temperature change register with normal range green band. Not mission fully capable of any with the temperature of the pressure gauge does not require the register of indicates abnormal reading. On the M915A2 with the M916A1 check with the fuel pressure with the gauge reading 35 to 65 psi gauge. Not mission capable if the gauge reads less than 35 psi during the break. During interval during brakes. Number 17 check with the brakes for the pulling of the grabbing. Non-mission capable of brakes for pulling of the grab. Check with the non-mission check for the brake with the pedal with the firm. Don't press not fully press the floor. Non-mission capable brake pedals is spongy or depress it fully to the floor. Or interval number 18 interval during the location steering procedure. Check for the smooth steering without pulling one side with the excess blade more than 2.5 inches and steering wheel. Non-mission capable steering is irreversible if it has successful play. Interval 19 during the power. Check the usual noise for the vibration engine transmission transfer case all except the M915A2. The drive shaft axles and wheels. Non-mission capable the unusual vibrations present. Check for smooth operation of the transfer case or selector and all except the M915A2. The non-mission capable of the selector shifter with difficulty and there's an unusual noise. During the winch M916A1, M9, M916A2 the warning always wear heavy glove with the handling of the winch wire rope. Never allow the cable to run through the hands and injury may result. Not mission capable to check the cable looking for the frame for the brakes and the wire. Check for the inadequate lubrication corrosion as required for cleaning the lubricant cable while and when mission capable is incapable. Appendix F. Not mission capable the cable is damaged or missing. Check for the proper connection control response. Not mission capable if there is no control response. During air conditioner, all except for the M915A2 with the and the M916A1 perform the following inspection only if the air conditioner is required due to the climate condition. Turn the air conditioner on, set with the maximum speed setting with 5 minutes to allow the temperature for the stabilizer with the check of the outlet dock for cooling hour. If the air is not cooler within the ambient temperature, to notify the supervisor during interval overall leakage. Be alert with the evidence of fluid leakage. Check no mission capable to check with the class 3 oil coolant with the hydraulic leak for the class 2 fuel leakage are evident. Fuel front and left side after overview and check for the evidence of the fluid leakage. Check for the oil coolant fluid hydraulic. Not mission capable class 3 oil or coolant or hydraulic leaks. Class 2 fuel leaks are evident. Check the front of the glad hands of the image. Ensure the glad hands vent holes are not plugged. Ensure that the dummy couplings are installed. After overall check with the truck for the obvious damage would impair the operation. Non-miscable damage that would impair the operation's evidence. If the check for the damage for the front surface, blackout light, the black marker clearance light, the non-miscable lights are damaged. After wheels and tires operating the truck with the underinflated with the defect, the tire may leave the tire failure to allow the steering control damage of the equipment that injured the person that may result. Visually check all the side of the tire with the deflect for the underinflation, leave the missing of the wheel studs for lug nuts, and non-miscable if the tire is missing, deflect the unserviceable to two or more wheel studs with the lug nuts are missing. For the M917A1 and M917A1 with the material control system, check for the damage of the control tire inflation system hose of the 25 of the wheel valves, 26 and fittings 24 with the wheels, non-miscable the control tire inflation system components are damaged. After wheels and tires 24 and 25, front and rear of the after front and axle bearings, check the lubricating oil visible sight glass joint, the rubber plug joints within if this inside is installed the oil is not visible sight glass, remove the plug and add until the level is even with the plug open, appendix F 27 and 28, the glass and the plug. Alright, interval after power steering reservoir, while with the fluid operating the temperature of the engine running with the remove the dipstick and 29 with the check lower power steering with the fluid of the reservoir, 30 with the add fluid is required as a level below the add mark appendix F. Alright, after fuel filter, water separated warning, do not perform fuel system check the inspection maintenance while the smoke and air fire flames fuel that make damage to the vehicle, the injury to death within first time, the suitable damage due to the cat fluid. Turn the drain on 30 counterclockwise, drain all the water from the fuel filter, water separated, 31 turn the knob clockwise to the close. And after interval, inter-vehicle air hose and electronic connectors, all except the M915A1 and M915A1 with material control settings. Check for the presence of the general condition of the inter-vehicle air hose, glad hand, perform packings 35, electrical connectors 36, non-miscable air hose, glad hand, electrical connectors is damaged. Item number 29, interval after winch for the M916A1 and M916A2. Check with the reservoir 38 with the line fitting of the drum 39 with the control 37 and leak of damage, and non-miscable of the damage of the wood impaired the operating with the class 3 leaks evidence. Check the level of lubricating oil of the reservoir 38. That's low, the non-visible, visible, and lower sight indicator 40. At oil is required, remove the filler cap 40 with adding oil is until the visible and top of the sight indicator 41 into the stream with 43 for cleanup before installing the filler cap. Alright, and item number 30, at interval after fifth wheel, all except the M915A and M915A1 with a material control control system. 30, keep the fifth wheel plate lubricated, cover the radic steering with the binding of the blade between the tractor and trailer. This could result in the accident causing injury per person. Check the fifth wheel plate with the 44 is covered with grease. B, check the operation damage to the age of the lock release, left with the 45 of the side locking plungers, and 47 of the sliding rails, 46 of the fifth wheel plate, 44. Now, skip the lock of the release lever that do not operate with the locking jaw mechanism cracked or worn. Alright, right side and right rear and right side. After overall view, check under the track evidence of the fluid leakage of the oil, coolant, fuel, and hydraulic leakage. Not mention of the class 3 oil, coolant, hydraulic leaks, or class 2 fuel leaks are evident. Check the rear glad hands damage, ensure the glad hands vent holes are not plugged, ensure that the dummy couplings are installed, and check for the truck for the obvious for the damage would impair the operation. Not mention for the damage that would impair the operation. It's evident. Check for damage of the rear, check for the black light, the marking clearance lights, damage for the lights, damage for the damage for the exhaust component, ensure for the component of the circular map is not leaking. Damage for the exhaust components are damaged. After wheels and tires warning, operating truck the unflated defective tire, leave the tire failure with the loss of steering, damage of equipment, injury to the person. Check the right side of the defective under inflation, the missing stuff, the side, not the tires missing deflected. Uncircle 2 more wheels of the plug number missing. The M915A and M915A1 material control systems with the CTISO, the 25 wheel valve, take the 24 wheels. Now check the CTS components are damaged. After fifth wheel rams, all except the M15A1 and M915A1 with material control setup with the check for the damage of the fifth wheel rams, 53 with the non-miscable the damage for the prevents for the coupling after the fifth wheel roller interval. Item number 39 with the fifth wheel roller, M916A1A2 with the check for the damage of the roller, 52 with the damage for the prevents non-miscable the damage prevents the coupling. Item 40 after the tail light, check for the damage of the tail lights, non-miscable the tail lights are damaged. After 41 after the trailer tail light hands, check for the presence of the dummy coupling for the 50 with the damage of the trailer glad hand, 48 with the damage of the prevents the air, applying the trailer brakes when coupled. Item number 42, after an interval after that engine check with the mud flaps to present for the generating condition of the mud flaps. Non-mission of the mud flaps are missing. Alright, item 43, after in fuel tank. Warning, do not smoke the permit open flame with the air with the truck with the service and diesel fuel with the B-ship with the hose with the nozzle ground after the filler tube during the refill, preventing static electricity. Failure to follow this warning may result in the injury to the person with the equipment. Damage ship with the presence of the condition of the fuel filler cap with 55, the damage ship with the filler cap missing with the damage ship with the fuel tank 54 with the leak damage with the mountain damage with the class 3 fuel leaks are evident. So 55 and 54. Item 38, after in a fuel tank with a remove the fuel tank filler cap with the 55 with the fuel tank 54 holes approximately 3 inches for the end of the filler and ensure the filler cap is free with the debris of the other material that could interfere with the air print. Venting the filler cap. Item number 39, after the front axle wheel bearings, check with the lubricating oil visible cycle length of 28 rubber plug joints within the install of the oil. It's not visible. The cycle glass, remove the plug and then add until the level is even with the plug opening appendix F. Item number 40, after in transmission, start with the engine run idle. The transmission neutral until the transmission oil temperature gauge register the 60 to 125 degrees, 120 degrees. Perform cold oil check with the wind when the temperature has reached 160 degrees, 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Perform the hot oil check. Add transmission fluid is required thorough with the fill top 57 until the level of the dipstick 56 with this correctly appendix to shove down the engine. Alright, item number 41, after air reservoir, perform the following services with all the air reservoirs. Open air reservoir drain valve 58, using the cable hole for the present allow the air to liquid condensate to the drain while the fuel drain is closed to drain the valve. Alright, item number 42, interval, the engine crank. To ensure the accurate reading of the vehicle, that must be marked with the level of the grain weight time after shutting down the engine to allow the oil to drain the crankcase. Remove the dipstick 6 to check the lubricating oil to see if the operating level is between the add and fuel. Mark for the dipstick if the level and low, add oil through the filler opening of the 59 of the level of the dipstick is correct depends F. After radiator. Warning, do not remove the radiator cap unless the engine is cold. Remove the cap and tap the first one. Place the glove over the cap. Slowly turn the cap left to the first stop of the pump. The left the pressure to escape the turn the cap further left until it can be removed. This is pressurized coolant should escape the steam of the hot water. Coolant will cover the screw to remove the radiator cap 61 to check the coolant level. The radiator 62 coolant must be within 2.5 inches below the filler of the coolant is right path. 61 and 2 the radiator cap and the radiator. 44 vehicle operation with an regulation 3085 55 the technical situation permit check operational electrical air and horns and 45 item after accessories vehicle with windshield wiper, the heater, ventilator, air conditioners equipped with the operator. 46 after lights vehicle operation with the damage in the headlights, stop lights may validate Army regulation 3085 55 check with the presence of the operation serve to the turn signal the blackout marker with the marker blackout drive out and marker clearance lights check with the operation tail stop lights with the depress the brake pedal approximately corner inch tail lights stop lights should come on. Or front left side interval weekly drive belt. Check for the loosening of the missing broke frame crack of the drive belts. When the supervised loose the drive belts are suspected. Non-mission cabling the drive belt loose and missing broken crack of the belt. Filler head is more than one cracked 1/8 of an inch in the depth that has phrase more than 2 inches long. B check for the damage of the pulleys. 63 non-mission for the pulleys damage and they show for the 63 the timing of the belt from the pulleys. Item number 48 we either system warning either the high flame will explode. Do not perform quick start system inspection will smoke with the near flame of the near fire flame or spark failure. Following the warning, may cover the fire with the explosion, cover the shears, then tap for the personnel. Check for the loop for the connection, damage to the line for the fitting for the cancer, alert for the order of the leaking. Either numbers cover the damage for leak is evident on the vehicle with the equipped with the automatic. Either quick starting with the check for the red indicator for the, either the control relay is not on when the vehicle has power. Non-mission with the red light red indicator light is on. Alright, item number 49 weekly front oil and tire. The warning operating control with the underinflated deflect with the tire may leave the tire failure with loss of steering damage of the equipment injury to personnel result in M917A1 and M917A1 with the material control system control tank inflation system must be on the highway mode for the check the pressure tire with the adjust that's required. M915A2 MP 85 psi M950A2 loaded 105 psi M916A with M916A2 with 100 psi MT and M16A1 and A2 with 115 psi M917A1 and MA1 with material control setup, material control system 90 psi. Ensure all the wheels stud, black tire, use the wheels, black nut wrench or handle any non-mechanical wheel stud is loose. And check the wheel for the crack of the brakes or bend. Non-mechanical shape of the wheel is cracked or broken or bent. Item number 50, the weekly batteries warning. To avoid eye injury with the eye protection from the cloud, working around with the battery. You should not smoke with the UV open flame, make the spark with the creative other ignition sort of around with the battery. If the battery isn't given out with the gap, it can expose the cover of the injured person. Remove all the injury, such as ring, ID tag, watch at the brackets, the jewelry, tool, contact with the actual direct short will resolve the incident with the heating damage of the injured personnel. Reduce the damage of the equipment of the battery compartment. Left the battery compartment is corroded with greenish white powder with do not or pull on the battery cable during the visual inspection. Battery replacement will be performed by the unit's maintenance personnel. Release the latches 8068 and the remove of the cover 65. Check the battery compartment with the damage of missing batteries. One non-missing with one or more batteries are damaged if they're missing. Check if there's damage missing filler caps. Non-missing cable one or more filler caps are damaged or missing. Alright, item 50, weekly batteries. Let's see. Check the missing broken split or frayed cable. The non-missing cable. The cable are missing broken split or frayed. Check for the damage terminal with the post 67. Non-missing cable. The terminal post are damage. Check for the rust or corrosion. Check for the cleanliness. Report the problems with the unit maintenance manual. This is the battery setup. Item number 51, weekly spare wheel and tire warning. Operating with the underinflated, the defective tire may leave the tire flyer. Failure to loss of the control of the damage of the equipment may injury personnel and resolve the particular pressure of the tire adjustment is required to M915A2 105, PSI M916A1 and A2 to 115 PSI M915A with an M915A1 material control system 90 PSI. Check for the wheel for the cracks, brake and bends. Non-mechanical with the brake wheels, cracked, broken, bent. Item number 52, weekly forward, rear, and rear wheels and tires. Warning, operating over the underinflated defective tire may leave with the tire failure with the loss of steering control of the damage of the equipment may injure the main result. No M915A and M915A with the material control system control tire inflation system must be in the highway mode. Check the pressure and tires as required. Weekly forward, rear, and rear wheels and tires. M915A2 empty 80 psi and loaded 100 psi. M916A1 A2 empty 90 psi loaded 90 psi. M915A1 A1 with a material control system 90 psi. Ensure all wheel stud lug nuts are tight using the stud lug nut wrench and handle the non-squealing the wheel stud missing lug or nut is loose and check the wheel for the crack the brakes or bends. Non-mechanical with the wheels cracked or broken or bent. Alright, item number 53, weekly fifth wheel all except for the M915A1 and M915A1 with material control system warning. To keep the fifth wheel plate lubricated, cover the racks, move the line of the plate between the tractor and trailer. This could resolve the accident, cause the injury personnel. Coat the fifth wheel plate with the 44 with the slide railings, force lubricate all the grease fittings and appendix F. Alright, under vehicle, item 54, weekly steering component. Check the front axle of the component of the cracker brake loose, connection with the other damage of the end, non-mechanical with the steering component of the cracker broken or loose. Weekly axle breathers. Warning, dry cleans over the PD68 if it's active with the flame. All wear protective dive with gloves. Use only well ventilated area. Avoid contact with the skin. Have gloves do not be the vapor. Do not use the open flame with sepsis. Use the flash one with 100 degrees, 138 degrees Fahrenheit. If you become dizzy, will you clean off with immediately get fresh air and aid medical aid. Help. If all of them can untie eye with them, immediately wash your eye with the medical aid. No, perform the function on all axles except the M915A2 front axle without removing the breather vent. Everything check like clogged vent with clog with the dry, clean with the dry clean solvent. Some of the things that is required to remove the dirt and grease. Mr. Item. Item 56 weekly brake chamber to all except the M915A2, the M916A1 perform the following checks all the axles at all axles. Check the brake chambers for the push off the stroke. The stroke with the after indicator non-mechanical with the stroke alter indicator is visible. Rear and right side weekly pinhole hook. We check the pinhole hook 73 with looseness, damage, locking mechanism, presence of the cotter pinhole lubricating all four greasing fittings 72 the pegs F the pinhole hook does not rotate freely by hand. Alright, item number 57 continue weekly pinhole hook. Item number 58 weekly rear and rear forward rear wheels and tires. Operating stroke of the underinflated defective tire may leave the tire very loose. Steering control damage with the whip injury to personal result. The M915A1 material control system say control tire inflation system must be high mode with the check of the pressure in all tires as required. The rear and forward rear wheels and tires. The M915A2 empty 80 psi 100 psi loaded. M916A1 A2 the empty 90 psi and loaded 90 psi. M915A1 A1 with material control system 90 psi. Ensure all the wheel stud lugs are tightening the wheel stud lug nut and wrench and handle. Not grip of the wheel so the missing lug nut is loose. Check the wheel for the crack of the brakes or bend. Not wheel capable with the wheels cracked or broken or bent. Item 59, weekly front wheel and tire. Warning, now being triply underinflated, like the tire may leave with the tire fail, losing steering control. As I mentioned, the equipment injury may result. Note the N915A1 MA1 material control system setting control tire inflation system must be in the highway mode for this check. Check the pressure of the tires as adjusted. Required front wheel tire M915A2 with 80 psi loaded, 100 psi M916A1 and A2 with a 90 psi MT and loaded with 90 psi M915A1 A1 with material control system 90 psi. Ensure all the wheel stud lug nuts are tight using the stud lug nut wrench and handle. Now measure quickly in the wheel stud missing lug nut is loose. Check the wheels or the crack of the brakes are bent. Not measure with the crack or broken and bent. Cab interior weekly done doors and windows. Check the operating general condition of the cab doors and windows. Weekly windshield wiper washers and reservoir. Check the level of the fluid reservoir located behind the driver. Add windshield wiper clean compound. Item 3 appendix D as required. Weekly the control tire inflation system. With the engine running, select for the run flag key. Check the system for all these. Check for the engine. Select for the one plate, one inflate, one deflate mode with a selector of 75. Check for the tires inflate with the deflate. Non-mission capable of the mission require the use of CTIs or the CTIs malfunctioning while driving. The emergency key with the 77. Check with the instrument panel. The malpower indicator light comes on. And the CTIS overall vehicle monthly undercarriage frame of the cab of the propeller shaft. Sure for obvious damage frame and undercarriage. Frame and the undercarriage. Not able to loose for the broken frame with the shaft of the cross member for the broken weld. The broken bolts are found. Not check for the proper shaft. The U joint is loose and broken bolt. Not able to the mounting bolt. That's loose. Item 64 monthly air system. Check the airline with the fitting valve loose if the damage and check the airline fitting if the valves are loose or damaged. 65 monthly exhaust system. Check the exhaust system for corrosion loose if the damage any damage with any exhaust leak or suspected. Monthly hydraulic system. M916A and A2. Check the winch wherever wire drum the hydraulic control line with the fitting with the loose and leaks and signs of other damage. Damage with the hydraulic components or loose leak of the damage. Item 64. 67 monthly spare wheel and tire and vehicle tires. Procedure check with the spare wheel, the tire with the cut and guide, which is correct. Not even wear not with the tires missing or damage. Check for secure mounting of the spare wheel and the tire. Check with all the vehicle tire with the cutting gouge, not even wear not with the tire missing damage. Item 68 monthly radiator LE mode and 15 to them 61 with the debris fence 69 monthly air conditioner LE except the M9 15A2 to them 68A1. Check the air conditioner operating at least 5 minutes to help prevent drying and cracking the tubing and see whether reduce the refrigerant leaks of the system. Alright, section 3 under unusual conditions. And that's a little bit longer chapter.